Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another tip during the interview process. So I give you 5 things that you should never say during the interview. What are the things that you should never say during the interview? Well, first is that you never ever badmouth your company. Don't say anything bad about your managers, your team. I've told this during one of my earlier videos. I'm going to put a link in the screen and also in the job description. Never say bad things about your company. The next company will never see it as a positive sign, because it will only be a matter of time after you join them that you will start bad mouthing them also. It is like a pattern, and maybe it's true. Maybe you have a legit reason for bad mouthing your company or your supervisor, but please don't say that, especially during the interview. Another thing is, I noticed in one of the posts, this is one of the posts in LinkedIn. You know, in LinkedIn you sort of post achievements. So people post their promotions. Some people post, people who they hired as, let's say, director of HR, new general manager, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm mentioning this because I noticed actually that there was one announcement of promotion, and someone actually commented saying that this person is horrible, it is a mistake that you promoted this person, and so on and so forth. Guys, please don't do that. I don't know about the commenter, I don't know about the person being promoted, I don't know both of them, but please don't post anything bad, especially on a professional social media such as LinkedIn. Again, you don't know who is reading your post. You don't know who is observing. It might be your next general manager. It can be your next recruiter. So please do not give off a negative vibe, or don't put yourself in a situation where people will be turned off because of your attitude. It's really irresponsible, and I don't think someone think it through before commenting. So please do not say anything bad about someone and about the company, because especially in the hospitality industry, it's a very, very small world. Believe me, it's a very, very small world. Okay? So second, what is the second thing that you should never do is when you act and say desperate. I also notice in LinkedIn where people say, I've been searching for a job for 12 months, I've been messaging people, I didn't receive any feedback, and I always ask, did they go to the website of the company, or are they just ranting in LinkedIn or any other social media platforms? Did they go through the formal process of applying? Because see, people think that, when you just drop a message in LinkedIn that people actually notice them. I mean, I receive a lot of messages in LinkedIn, even though I post the link to where they can apply. So sometimes it got me irritated really, but I just sort of understand that, people, especially now during the pandemic, are desperate for jobs. But please don't bombard recruiters and hiring managers in their LinkedIn messenger. There is such a thing as official website where you can apply. There is always a proper venue of where you can apply. Please use that and hope for the best. The third thing to never say is hate speech. Like you say to the recruiter, oh, I don't like working with this nationality because they are arrogant. I don't want to work with these people because they stink. I don't want to work with these people because they always gossip. So you're just kind of generalizing their nationality based on a few experience that you have with this type of personality. So discrimination against religion, against race, against nationality, against color, against gender is not cool. It's not good. You know, if I am the interviewer, you say things like to me like that, I will, disqualify you. We should not condone hate speech for whatever reason. That hate speech does not have any place in anyone's life, really, professional, social, or personal. Should be, right? So the fourth thing that you should not say is when you say, I don't have any question. Or another one is, my pet peeve is, I didn't have the chance to check your website. So these two are really a turned off. I mean, if you are applying to a company, make sure that you show interest by checking their website, checking their profile, checking what the job is all about, and prepare your questions as well. You should have a lot of questions when you apply. What's the size of the team? Who shall I report to? What do you expect from me? What do you expect from a person who will occupy this position? Something like that, right? I mean, these are things that relates to the job. And if you say, I don't have anything, I don't have any question, it just shows you your lack of interest for the job. One might wonder why you're applying for this job at all. And the second thing is the one that I mentioned, the one where you say you didn't have the chance to check the website at all. I mean, why? How many minutes would it take to click their website and check their products, their services, the history of the company? You know what I mean? The features. What are the special features in that company? You must have questions. You must show interest in that company, because if you will be hired, you will spend a considerable amount of time working for that company. And I don't know if you have not heard of this. Everyone from the general manager up to the lowest line staff, lowest position in the company, should be the ambassador of that company. So it's not just the work of the sales team, for example, or the marketing team to market the company. Each one of us, the way we behave, the way we talk, the way we are proud of in working for that company speaks volume of what the company is about, of what the culture is in that company. That is why you should show interest. You should understand the kind of company you are getting into. The fifth and the last tip or things that you should not say is this: telling the recruiter that you don't know. You know what I mean? During the interview, there are interviews that relates to your personal details, for example, personal history. There are things that relates to your experience. And also there are things that relates to your skills or your competencies. So in one of those questions relating to your competencies or your skills, I hope that you prepare your answer for that. For example, if you are in finance, for example, and they ask you what's your operating cost in your department for that month. If you say, I don't know, I don't think that's a good sign. I don't think that is, I don't think they will hire you for that, because that is a competency skill. It's finance. You should be able to know the cost of your department for that month, because this is, you breathe numbers, right? So there, in certain positions, there are competencies related to the position. So I hope that before the interview, you prepare for these things, so that when the interviewer asks a question that relates to that certain competency, you'll be able to answer it and answer it properly. Now, I know that sometimes, our nerves get in the way of remembering details, especially data, especially data. So, if you're not sure, or if you, totally forget about the answer. Tell the interviewer that you need a few minutes to think about it. If you can continue with the other questions, and once you remember the answer, you can come back if that is possible. I'm a recruiter, and if someone tells me that they somehow forgot and that they just want to think about it for a minute and just want to come back to that question later, for me, that's okay. This is not a contest of who can answer quickly. This is an interview where I, as a recruiter, wants to know you as a person and as a professional. So that for me is okay. So you didn't need to say, I don't know, I don't have that one. If you don't want to be in that situation, obviously prepare your answers before the interview. You need to check all the things that you, as a professional, needs to know. Those sort of data that is related to your specific position, you should know that. You should be prepared. You should take down, you should bring your notes so you will not be forgetting them. And if you do forget during the interview, as I said, you can ask for a time to think about, and you can just come back and answer that at a later stage during the interview. That is fine. So that's it. That's my 5 things that you should never say in the interview. I hope this is another video that helps you in your journey towards looking for that job of your dreams. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.